everybody, and welcome to episode number 38 of the Courage Pays Better Than Fear podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jeremy Ritz, alongside
Edmund Fontana.
And we are excited to be here with you guys. We're pushing through into January, and today we're going to talk about what do you do in those moments when you're just in a flat out shitty mood. And I posted a video this week that just talked about, hey, we set our goals, we're pushing forward, and there's a statistic that says that by the end of January, only 57% of people will have given up on their goals. And a lot of times just because they hit this mood and like all the happiness and activity around the holidays is gone and you're left with nothing. So we're going to get into all that today. But brother, how was dry January going?
It sucks. Yesterday was probably the day I was getting ready to be that 57%. Just pushed through it though. Miserable as fuck. Just didn't want to be around anybody, didn't want to do shit, and was just miserable. Just said, you know what? Instead of falling for it and going out and going to the liquor store or going over a buddy's house or whatever, I just took my ass straight to sleep. Just went straight to sleep.
Went to sleep. And so you
rested.
I
I rested. I woke up feeling better. Like, you didn't do it. Right. So it's a total mental game is really what a lot of it is. It was, I'm telling you, I was miserable as shit yesterday. I went out to dinner with Kara. I probably said 3 words. She's like, "You're turning into an old man." I'm like, "I am an old man. I'm 44 years old. What you want?"
Yeah, you're not an old man, brother.
Yeah, I know.
So what else is going on other than that?
Things are good. Just going through, really keeping myself busy. Like I am cleaning out my entire house. I'm talking top to bottom, every nook and cranny. I went through my kids' rooms. Miles had freaking clothes in there from when he was 2 years old, and he's 5. And
Wow.
I'm just like, what is going on in here? So
time to purge.
Yeah, I went through and I took a bunch of stuff. We're going to donate a bunch of it. And then just got a handful of things in there for these guys. So their drawers, man, they just stuff in their drawers.
Yeah.
It's all like hanging over. And I'm just like, nope, put all the shirts on hangers and then put the jeans in the drawers and the sweatpants in the drawers. So
you're in clean out though. You're purging everything.
And it feels good. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm doing right now to like feel productive and feel good.
All right.
At the end of the day.
So getting his purge on. And like we said at the outset of the show, today is all about, what do you do when you come up against the wall, when you hit that wall, when you're not feeling like doing it, you have all these goals set and you should be doing X, Y, and Z, and your mind is telling you, just take a break, take it easy. That's what we're going to get into in today's episode, number 38. Let's go. All right, so let's talk about it. Those moments when it just doesn't feel right or you're not feeling like it. The doubt is in your head saying, you can't do this. Do you really want to do this? Yeah, it's that voice.
That inner voice saying, come on, this is boring. You're on day 10. Go to the liquor store, pick up some beer, just go hang out with your buddies, right? Like, this is stupid. Why are you really doing this, right?
Right.
Why we're really doing it is to fight that mental game, right? To fight that voice, to fight that voice in the back of your head that's just trying to get you to go do what you're not supposed to go do, right?
Yeah.
Try to get you off track. And that voice is there for everything. It's not just alcohol. It's there for everything. And if it can get you on one thing, it can get you on many others.
Right. And the important part is
to be disciplined.
Being disciplined and being ready for when that voice shows up. And Edmund and I were talking about this yesterday, that if every time that voice shows up and says, take it easy today, take the day off, don't lift, don't get your run in, don't make those calls, don't send those emails, and you give into that voice, it basically it's like a muscle and it atrophies. There's your science word for today. And that just means that the muscle decays and starts to die. And so if you're not using that muscle to fight back against that voice and doing those runs, doing that workout, sending those emails, making that call, if you start doing those things, that muscle gets stronger. So the next time that voice shows up, you're the one who says, listen, mofo, I'm in charge here. You're not running shit. I am.
Yeah. And it's really what it comes down to. I mean, Jeremy's 100% right. Like the more you give into that voice, one, the more depressed you're going to become, the more anxiety you're going to have, the more weaker you're going to feel mentally, right? You just have to stand there every single time and battle it and say, nope, it's not something I'm doing today.
Yeah.
I get you. You can even talk to it. You can say, I
I
get
was
you.
just gonna say that.
I feel you. It does suck. Yes, I'm bored out of my mind, but I made a commitment that I'm not drinking for these 30 days, or I'm not, or I'm going to do this for this amount of time, whatever the goal may be, right? You just got to constantly stick to it and fight that battle. It does get easier. Remember, I've done 4 months of this nonsense.
Yeah.
And it does get easier, but the first 30 days is definitely a struggle.
Yeah.
So
And that's a strategy. It's a legitimate strategy, and it might sound nuts. It might sound crazy,
mhm.
but I do the same
Talk to
thing. I talk to it. I mean, like, no, 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 no. This is no, this is not how this is going.
Has your wife
This
ever
is
caught you?
she has caught me. She's heard me. I'm like, yeah, I'm telling my brain who's in charge, and I'm in charge, and this is what's gonna happen. So
uh,
you can have your little bitch in here. Oh, it's too early. I can't get up. Like tomorrow, I have to get up at 4 a.m. because I got to get a 10-mile run in before my son's wrestling tournament, and he has to be there at 7:45. I don't want to do that shit. And
mm-mm.
that voice is it's already
It's already in
whispering.
your head.
It's already in my head saying, "Oh, it's gonna suck, man. You're gonna have to get up at 3:45." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm getting up." So, but again, talk to it. It sounds crazy, but that is a strategy that you can use to feel empowered and to just be in control. And again, the more opportunities you're presented with this challenge, it's a test, and it's to see, are you strong enough? And you're going to prove to yourself that yes, I am, or no, I'm not.
Yeah.
And you want to spiral down even further and feel worse, keep giving into that voice.
Yeah. What were we talking about the other day? We were talking about, like, if you constantly keep giving into that voice that, says, oh, it's okay. Go ahead, just have a beer today, or go do this today, or you don't got to do this today. Those sort of things. Like, it will eventually, like, that will become the part of you that takes over.
Yeah,
And you won't have any control over what that voice says and what you do, because it will completely wipe out your consciousness.
yeah,
And that is when people get into trouble with alcoholism, drug addiction, all that.
yeah. Depression, and
Yeah.
here's the thing: it's all about, we talk about integrity and keeping a promise with yourself. If you say you're going to do something and you repeatedly don't show up for you,
Hmm.
for yourself, how can you have any confidence in yourself? How can you have any belief in yourself? That's why it's so important that whatever you say you're going to do, you're at least giving all that you can to get there. And it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect. Example I can give you: I set out to do 100,000 kettlebell swings, 31 days. I failed. I didn't do it. I tried. I gave my best effort. My best wasn't good enough, but at least I could sit here and say, I put it all on the table to get there. I fell short, but you got to show up, because if you can't keep promises to yourself, how can you expect someone else to keep a promise to you?
Or you keep a promise to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So that integrity component is very important. And then just like some other basic things, you know, music, inspirational videos. I
yeah.
love YouTube
Mhm.
and just motivational video. Motivation for having a tough day.
Mike Tyson, I'll tell you what,
Mike
even
Tyson,
though he
yes.
lost his fight against, Jake Paul, and that was so I was so pissed off at
Yeah.
that. That was such a setup, and like I don't even want to talk about it anyway. But like Mike Tyson has some really good motivational videos, right? Now there's a man that's been through hell and back, and you want to talk about like someone that has conquered like their consciousness of their mind, and like how to be the yeah, how to conquer their mind. Like, I mean, Mike Tyson is definitely one of them. There's so many others out there, but Mike Tyson's got some good ones.
Yeah. So if you're in a situation where you're struggling, go pull up a motivational video from YouTube. Come check out one of our older podcasts. Watch us eat
I did that
Carolina
the other
Reapers.
day. I did
Yeah.
that the other day.
Yeah.
I was feeling kind of down and out, was kind of feeling funky, like, and then Kara actually sent it to me because she knew I was like what I was talking about. She was like, "Here, watch this," and sent one of our own motivational
Yeah.
videos. I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, cool."
Yeah. And music. The other thing too is music. There are songs that you have an association with,
Hmm.
whether it's a memory from something special to you, maybe the birth of your children, meeting your spouse or accomplishing something, put those songs on, man. Turn and crank that up. Listen to that. That'll reconnect you with those feelings of confidence or success, and that can help push you through whatever it is that you're going through. So those are two things that you can definitely do to help you with those times.
Yeah, I mean, music and going for a drive is what works for me. Just nobody in the car, put the music on. A lot of times it's the motivational music. Kara calls it my brainwashing music, whatever it works.
Akira
Right.
the
I
Dawn.
carried it down, right? And then just go out there and go for a drive and just get out of the house. Like what it does is it allows my mind to focus on driving as opposed to sitting there focusing on stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just crazy how your brain is constantly wired to go to the negative. Here's something for you. I can't remember where I heard this, but it was probably on somewhere on social media. Instead of saying, "Man, I have to get up. Man, I have to go pick up my kids today. Man, I have to work out." That sounds so negative, and your brain automatically wires it that way for whatever reason. Instead, switch it around and say, "Man, I get to wake up today." Right? Man, I got the opportunity to go pick up my children today from school. Man, like I have the opportunity to spend an hour and a half in the gym working out with like one of my closest friends. Man, I have the opportunity to get up and do a podcast today to help many other people, right? Just that little transition it has a whole different meaning in your mind. And it just changes everything,
Yeah.
right? And it
Yeah.
just shows gratitude to life, right?
Yeah.
Just the fact that you get to wake up today and you get to have another day to breathe, right? And you get to kind of pick and choose what's going to go on today. That's a fucking blessing,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Not everybody gets that.
Yep. And that's
So
and that's where a
it,
lot of the struggle,
perception, man.
yeah, comes from too, is instead of really just surveying and saying, wow, I'm lucky, I'm blessed, I have my healthy children, I've got my family, this beautiful home, I've got my health, I've got all this opportunity in front of me. Instead of recognizing everything that's in front of us, our brain goes to those things that we don't have. And that gap between where we are and where we want to be, we let that drag us down. But the true beauty and richness is really in the moment. And that's really been a common theme since we've got back online here,
Mm-hmm.
that conscious living, the presence, being aware of your thoughts. I mean, that's what it is. And
It's
when
present
these,
living,
yeah,
yeah.
when these moments hit, you've got to be present. You got to be conscious because here's the honest to goodness truth. This shit, and I've said this before too, it's going to end.
Yeah.
The moment's going to end, and it's going to be replaced eventually by a good moment, a good
Mm-hmm.
memory where you're on top of the world, everything's hitting on all cylinders for you. But guess what? That moment's going to end too, and then the moment that comes after that is going to end. And so, just that mindfulness, the awareness that all we have is
It's
right
right
now,
now.
and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So just be here
I
now.
mean, and obviously our condolences to all the people that are out there suffering in California right now with all these wildfires. I mean, do you really think, I mean, put yourself in their shoes for a minute, right? There are so many blessed people out there that, multi-million dollar homes, awesome careers. But I was watching some of them, even people in some of the poorer areas, and they're just, think about what they were thinking about prior to these fires. And like they probably had all these problems and all these things that they were thinking about that were going to happen. They had no idea these fires were going to come. Like it's something like that could just absolutely change your entire life,
Hmm.
just like that.
Just like that.
And it's nobody's fault, right? At this point that we know of. And all these people's lives are changed. And people have lost everything. All their memories, their homes, their cars. Like people, I was listening to people saying that they were going to leave and just come back and get their stuff and then figure it out. They got nothing, right? They
Yeah.
left with the clothes on their backs, right? But because they're staying in the present and they're like, you know what? This sucks. And this sucks way beyond what I thought was, like with the problems that I had prior to these fires. But this too shall pass, right? We'll eventually get back on our feet. Wait until the insurance companies fuck them, but we'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah.
But they'll get back on their feet, regardless of insurance companies or not. And then they'll be fine. They'll continue to move on with life and make new memories.
Yeah.
And it's because they're focusing on the present right now, and they know that time heals all wounds.
Yep.
They know that time's going to heal it. They just got to remain present and get through it.
Yep. And that's really the perfect way to bring this to a close. We gave you some strategies to use to tackle those bad days. They're normal, but just be present, be in the moment. And really that's the theme that's carrying through here. And that's really the solution to a lot of this stuff. Don't overreact to it. Don't identify it and think that, oh, this is me because I'm having a shitty day, that I'm shitty, or that's not the truth. Recognize it for what it is. This is transitory. It's passing. It's going to go away. Appreciate what you have. Appreciate this moment and get ready for tomorrow, because guess what? Tomorrow's going to be fucking amazing.
And it's coming.
And it's coming, baby. I'm telling you. So if you're having a shitty day today, tomorrow is going to blow your mind. I'm calling it right now.
Great day tomorrow.
Great day tomorrow. So
let's do it.
That's going to do it for episode number 38 of the Courage Pays Better Than Fear podcast. Thanks so much for all your support as we are launching here. Brand new, so much great stuff coming in 2025. Make sure you leave a comment, and tell us about maybe something that you're struggling with. We'd love to hear that.
Smash that subscribe button.
Smash that subscribe button. We will see you back here next week for episode number 39 of the Courage Pays Better Than podcast. Courage Pays Better Than podcast, because courage
pays better than fear.
Take it easy, everyone.
God bless.